the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed, laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series fires things off here in beautiful sunny Northern California. That's right, it's the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110 right here from Sonoma Raceway. Drivers gonna tackle 12 tough turns to see who can become the road course king here. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. Qualifying session underway. A handful of drivers making their way out onto the track. We will get you that track information as these drivers begin to turn in those timed laps. Track temperature 120 degrees, so it's going to be a tough to find the grip out there here at this beautiful, sprawling road course. As we mentioned, 12 corners. Well, it all depends on how you really categorize it. You may number them a little bit differently, but 12 official corners here tonight as it is listed for these IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series drivers. We've got 55 laps here tonight. Stage number 1 will come to a close at lap number 10. Lap number 20, we will see stage 2 come to a close, and then a short 35 lap run to the end of tonight's race. Who's going to take that checkered flag? Well, Jaden Gimble walk away with his second road course win of the season. If you remember, Gimble went to victory lane when we visited Circuit of the Americas a handful of weeks ago. It was about six or 7 weeks ago, and Gimble went to victory lane that night at Circuit of the Americas, and still drivers waiting to turn in these time laps. So I tell you what, race fans, why don't we go ahead and run down some of those official point standings for you. Got a long time to go here in qualifying. We'll go ahead and put that information to the left-hand side of your screen as these drivers begin to turn in those time laps. We will indeed get that information over there to you, and music fading away in the background. So we're about 2.5 minutes into this qualifying session here tonight, trying to see who's going to walk away with your pole position. Will we see a surprise here tonight? Or, I don't want to necessarily call it a surprise. Jordan Warwick going to victory lane last week at Worldwide Technology Raceway. And a lot of drivers liken turn number 1 to some of the road course corners that we visit throughout the course of the season. Very long 26 race regular season here with the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. And so we may see some of those drivers that were really good showing some speed at Gateway. We may see some of those drivers fast here at Sonoma. And, well, just like that, check that out. We've got some times to throw to the left-hand side. We'll go ahead and how about that 41 of Jordan Warwick, as we said last week, fast, went to victory lane. There he is now, knocked down to third as Maxwell Castro takes the top spot. Quick time here in qualifying, 1:17.12 is your fast time here in qualifying for the Sonoma Wine Mixer 1:10. Mitchell Robinson with a great run here. He's going to slide in second. Tyler Brown just outside of your top 5. Jaden Gimble, Wesley Jeanette, Eric Hegdahl. How about Matthew Baker there yet to put in a time lap? And just as we mentioned him, Jeanette goes top of the board. Fastest here in qualifying, 1:16.76. Now that fast time for Wesley Jeanette. He's got his 74 dialed up, dialed in, and ready to go here tonight from Sonoma. Man, I'm just looking down at the drag course. There, a nice little drag raceway here just outside of the start-finish line. There you can see the boss man in the flag stand, just making sure everybody keeps it clean and clear here during this qualifying session, 4.5 minutes in. And we've got our top 11 figured out. John Freeman, Ryan Farrell, Matthew Baker, Quentin Stewart. How about Eric Hegdahl, Jaden Gimble, also out there on the track. Everybody trying to scramble to get a time in, and Gimble going to go third on the speed charts. And now 3 previous race winners lead the fast times here in qualifying for the Sonoma Wine Mixer 1:10 in the International Virtual Racing League Pinkett Ford Cup Series. And let's see who we do have out there. I think we got Matthew Baker somewhere out there. Can we get the drone? There we go. Got the drone cam over there on that 26 of Matthew Baker. Going to see him. Look at those rotors glowing, getting down into the S's. The beginning of the S's here, turns 7, 8, 9, 10. Basically the back end, the tail end of the course. A very technical part of the racetrack right here. You got to be very careful about how you go about getting things done and how you get through these S's. Going to come around the final corners here. Hairpin just out in front of Baker. out of the hairpin, and through turn 12. He'll cross the line. Where does Baker go? Where's he going to slide in? And good enough for a top 10, but not good enough to dethrone Jeanette at the top of the speed charts. We'll check in now on Ben Tunney. Tunney making his way through the final portions of the track. He'll come around the hairpin. See where Tunney can go. Adam Wood going to slot himself in the 12th position, and that's going to be pretty much it for drivers out there trying to turn in a time lap. Doesn't look like anybody else going to get out there on the track with just under 3 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Tunney on his fast lap. We'll have to wait to see how he goes. And I like that. Baker's mom out there in the chat saying, "Go Baker." I like it. I like it. "14 with nice momentum there through, I believe that was turn number 6, as they have it listed. Going to begin to make his way through the top side of the S's here. It's going to be interesting as well to see how these drivers deal with some of the curbing here. A lot of the road courses, we're used to seeing the drivers utilize the curbs in order to get the car turning, kind of get it unsettled and resettled, if you will. You can especially see that at Watkins Glen through the bus stop. We'll have to wait to see how it goes here at Sonoma, because that diffuser in the back being so low to the ground, you don't want to damage it by having a mishap. And Tunney going to cross the line this time by. Where's he going to go? He's going to slide in 8th, and that's going to do it for his qualifying effort. He's going to go ahead and bring it back to pit road, make the left-hand turn, hard left-hand turn to get back behind the wall, and Tunney will start inside the top 10. And, well, with just about 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying, nobody else out there on track, Wesley Jeanette will take the top spot and start from the pole position here tonight. 74 Jeanette with the fast time, 1:16.76 for your pole position here tonight at Sonoma Raceway. It's the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110. And with that being said, we're going to take ourselves a short commercial break, head down trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in
and back trackside as the bells begin to ring. You know the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup in the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Sonoma Wine Mixer 110 walking away with the pole position. Fastest man in qualifying, lining up inside row number 1, the Fueled Up Motorsports 74 of Wesley Jeanette. Fast 43 of Ryan Farrell, looking to pick up his 4th win of the season, will start outside pole position from that 2nd spot. Maxwell Castro in the 48 back inside row number 2 with Jaden Gimbel just to his outside. Mitchell Robinson, Nicholas Pressey back in row 3. Row number 4, the 17 of Jason Blaney. And how about the fast time there in qualifying for that 14 of Ben Tunney? Last week's race winner, Jordan Warwick, will roll off in that 9th position just to his outside, rounding out your top 10, the 26 of Matthew Baker. Tyler Brown, Tyler Gentry making up the Tyler number 6 row. No, just kidding. Row number 6 here, 11th and 12th position tonight. Tyler Brown in that 20 of Tyler Gentry. 13th here in the starting grid, Adam Wood, Chris Whitaker. Just to his outside, the 70 of Eric Hegdahl rounds out your top 15. Tommy Schaefer rounds out row number 8, back in row number 9, the 7 of Robert Shin, the 24 of Nick Goebel. John Tiller in the 77 machine will line up and finish out your top 20. Handful of admins and race officials here tonight. So a big tip of the cap to each and every one of you just across the hall. We've got some sodas and some pizza coming through in just a little while. You're going to have to wait for that goblet of wine to the end of tonight. We're going to have to sip it with the race winners and with that iRacing pace car already down into pit lane. We're ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight. Music will fade away and these engines will come to life. On the gas, and we've got trouble already. On the gas and trouble already. Looks like John Tiller caught up involved. Oh man, early trouble here tonight. Oh, and race leader's got some trouble. He's, oh my gosh, Jeanette off track, stuck, beached, if you will. We've got drivers going off in the back once again. I believe that's the 11 of Quentin Stewart. More trouble. The 41 goes around Jordan Warwick, last week's race winner. He's got some trouble. Look at Warwick trying to get going. There's the 00 of Tyler Brown still back in the background. Quentin Stewart trying to get his stuff together. Jump back to the front, back to the beginning of the field, back with your race leader. Then you can see Ryan Farrell leading Jaden Gimbel, Maxwell Castro in third, Nicholas Pressey, now Ben Tunney, rounding out your top 5. Early crazy action here from Sonoma Raceway. Lap number 1 seen a lot of calamity for a lot of drivers. And as we close out lap number 1, let's go ahead, throw that timing and scoring up to the left-hand side of your screen. Man, a lot of drivers in trouble already. Mitchell Robinson, Eric Hegdahl. How about Robert Shin? All of those drivers with issues, with trouble. Tyler Gentry looks like he's got a problem as well. Jaden Gimbel goes off track. Oh man, we've got all sorts of action early here. Stage number 1, very eventful for a handful of drivers. I tell you what, let's go back. Let's see what happened with Gimbel. We'll check the replay here. Gimbel chasing him up the hill, and oh, just the car just goes completely straight. Something may have broke. We'll have to get our eyes on Gimbel, see if he's got it headed back in the right direction, or if those steering problems are still plaguing him. He's going to drop all the way back into the 13th position here. So chasing after your race leader, Ryan Farrell, who's showing the way. Gimbal has trouble. He goes off track, and he's going to drop all the way back to 13th. That's a long way to fall through the field. Whoa, very close to those tire barriers. Going to have to be careful. Don't want to clip one of those. And, hey, I got to check this one out right here. Look at that thing. I'm telling you. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? If you don't know what it is, I don't think we can be friends. That is it. Whoa, and Nicholas Pressey with a little bit of an off-track moment. He's going to give up 2 positions as now Matthew Baker moves to 4th. Pressey going to fall back to 5th. Nicholas Pressey always with some cool paint schemes out there week after week, man. Just love the liveries on that 94 machine. I tell you what, let's go back to a battle. Check this one out. We've got 3 cars all mixing it up here. Wesley Jeanette, Christopher Whitaker, John Freeman, all going side by side, racing through the S's. Lap number 4 already underway, so just about halfway through stage number 1 here in race 16 for the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. You're watching the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110. Gonna be a long night for a handful of drivers out there tonight. Issues, trouble on the track, and a handful of drivers with off-track excursions, and they're gonna have a long night ahead of themselves. So sure, these quick little stage breaks that we're gonna have will allow them to get back grouped up, but they're still gonna have to work their way through heavy traffic, and with just 2 short little stints, really 2 10-lap stints in these first 2 stages, it's all take. There's no give about it. You got to go get it all, and it's going to be quite eventful, I would say, for the rest of the night here. There you can see that Cub Cadet machine still leading Christopher Whitaker out there on the track. There's the 42 of John Freeman, 3rd car in line, and we've got a gaggle of them all right here beginning to run with each other. Wesley Jeanette, Ben Tunney, Matthew Baker, Tyler Gentry, all right here running. There's Christopher Whitaker, dive to the inside for the 42 of Freeman through the hairpin. A little bit of a run wide from Whitaker. He's got contact with, I believe that may have been Tyler Gentry. Yes, it was, and Gentry going to go to the top of the speedway. Well, top of the speedway, I should say, to the outside in that hairpin. That's the long way around, and that's not where you want to find yourself. 3 wide going into the hairpin here at Sonoma. Typically doesn't work out. 3 drivers were able to tiptoe through the tulips and keep it headed in the right direction. We stay green flag racing here on lap number 5. Inside camera shot, riding with that 42 of John Freeman as he's trying to run down the 26 of Matthew Baker, who's just off in the distance, just off in the foreground. We'll stay right here for just a moment. Tell you what, now let's jump back here, watch the battle behind him. That's Christopher Whitaker trying to fight off and fend off the 17 of Jason Blaney. Blaney's got his Chevy Z01 Camaro coming up through the field after losing a handful of positions on the start of tonight's race. Blaney was one of those drivers with an off-track excursion coming through turn number 2 and 3. Blaney fell back about 5 positions. He since regained 3 of them, trying to get 2 more back into that 7th position. John Freeman, however, is your biggest mover. Gonna check back in, back at the front, race leader Ryan Farrell. There you can see the gap back to the 48 of Maxwell Castro. Castro 3.3 seconds behind. He's got himself a huge advantage over Wesley Jeanette and Nicholas Pressey, who were going at it. I tell you what, let's go back and watch this battle for third and fourth on the racetrack, and I don't think it's much of a fight anymore. Nicholas Pressey going to fall into that fourth position. Now the fast Ford, the only Ford in the field, out here representing those Mustangs pretty well here tonight. He's going to keep himself inside the top 5, up 2 positions from where he started tonight's race. Blaney and Freeman still going at it. Tyler Gentry and Jaden Gimble, they're beginning to mix things up. Tell you what, let's go back to the, whoa, that was almost close. The 41 of Jordan Warwick, last week's race winner, battling with this 00 of Tyler Brown. Brown all over his rear deck lid. There you see that target Chevy Z01 Camaro. A little bit of trouble here. Lap number 1, turn number 2. He's got some trouble and issues. Oh, hard on the binders there. Taking a look inside the cockpit here at Jordan Warwick, last week's race winner, putting in the work tonight. That's what it looks like to be in the office here at Sonoma. Back outside the race car, we'll watch this battle unfold, continue to unfold, but they're going to have to be careful because here comes Jaden Gimble. Gimble's going to get there very shortly. I believe it's saying about a 4.50, and look at the wheels. Big time damage here for that 81. He is massively off the pace. He's got some problems. Yeah, definitely a broke left front. You can see that wheel just wobbling away, and that is definitely something he's going to have to bring to the attention of his crew. Broke left front tire for that 81 of Gimble, and he's going to fall, and he's going to appreciate having these stage brakes here very shortly. Car just will not turn with that broke left front. We'll head back to the front, check out this next level racing 48 of Maxwell Castro, running well here in the field tonight. Castro sitting in the second position. The driver of that Chevy Z01 Camaro has had some great finishes here so far this season. Walked away with 1 race winning performance, and is one of your 9 drivers. Yes, 9 drivers locked in to the championship chase, with just 10 after tonight's race. Just 10 races left in the regular season. So a handful of drivers going to be fighting it out on the point side of things to chase after a championship. Some of these drivers are going to try to win themselves in one at the front that can get the job done. Inside that, well, I'm not going to call it out. You should know what it is, and if you don't, we're not going to give it away. Still love that paint scheme for that 94 Ford Mustang, piloted by Nicholas Pressey. Pressey, one of those drivers doing well in the points. He's yet to get to victory lane this season, but he is doing solid in the points this season. 12. That's right, 12 top 10 finishes. We've got 15 races in the bag, race fans, so there's only been 3 races this entire season that we have not seen this 94 inside of the top 10 by the time the race was out. And here he is once again with another solid run. I believe Pressey with 5 top 5s out of those 12 top 10s, and he's looking to make it yet another top 5 performance here tonight, possibly even a podium. Looking for the race win, though, secure himself a chance to run for the championship after a little break next week. We're going to have a little week off, let these drivers catch their breath, reevaluate their seasons, and refocus, recharge, and get ready to rerun them for 10 weeks of mayhem coming up here in the next handful of weeks. Starting June 28th, we'll hit the track once again at Nashville Super Speedway, Road America, Atlanta coming up. Indianapolis road course is on the way as well, so we've got a lot of great tracks, a lot of great racing coming up here in the next handful of weeks. And Ryan Farrell, there you can see it. The HMG Innovations caution has not flown just yet, race fans, but drivers proactively bringing the field back to a crawl, starting to get everybody grouped back together. And there you can see race officials and admins going ahead and throwing that full course caution here tonight. Stage number 1 in the bag. Ryan Farrell walks away with the stage win. Gonna check in on that 74. There you can see Wesley Jeanette, your pole sitter here tonight. He had trouble on lap number 1 in the first handful of corners. He gave up a lot of track, gave up a lot of positions and a lot of time on the track, but was able to run his way back up through the field. So a job well done here by Jeanette to claim a 3rd spot here at the end of stage number 1. And the field will catch up to the iRacing pace car this time around. Pit road will be open next time for these drivers. Lap number 11 going to go on the board. And I tell you what, why don't we go high above the track? Why don't we go around the track here, give you a little bird's eye view of what it looks like to look down on these drivers as they make their way around this beautiful, sprawling 2-mile road course here in sunny Northern California, wine country at its finest. You're watching the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110. There you can see your top 5, 6 drivers making their way through the start of the S's. Turn 7, 8, 9, 10 coming up here. Will anybody go to pit lane? Drivers have 5 extra sets of tires down there in the pit box. So the 6 sets altogether, the ones you start on, 5 on pit road. Will anybody come down pit lane? That's gonna be the next little bit of strategy. That's gonna be the next question I'm really gonna be asking myself here, because I mean, it's 10 laps. Do you really need those fresh tires? And oh, there you go. We've got a gamble. Maxwell Castro. He's gonna stay out on the track, and he's gonna say, you know what? Give me that lap lead point. I appreciate that one. I'll go ahead and take that top spot away. Looks like he's going to be a lonely man out there on the track, because Castro seems to be the only driver not to hit pit lane. There you can see John Tiller bring up the tail end of the cars, making their way down to pit road right now. Tiller sits in that 14th position, so he's going to look to work hard here at the beginning of stage number 2, try to run his way up through the field just a little bit. And here you go. It's some strategy. Previous race winner, he can throw caution to the wind. And Castro gonna roll the dice. He's gonna stay out on some older tires. And with that being said, race fans, we're gonna get set to go back green flag racing here very shortly. So we're gonna step away for just a brief moment, pay a few bills. You know how that is, you know how that goes, but don't worry, you won't miss any of the great racing action, as we'll be back with all the racing here from Sonoma. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. trackside as the field double file back behind the iRacing pace car, making their way through the S's, ready to refire here to open up stage number 2. 13 laps in the bag this time around. Lap number 14 goes on the board. We're clicking them off quick. And this racetrack eating up a handful of drivers. We're down to just 15 out of the 20 out there running on the track. Just a handful left on the lead lap. Your top 14 drivers on the lead lap. Maxwell Castro staying out. He's going to start with older tires. To the restart box we go, and away we go. Green flag flies as Castro nails the gas through turn number 1. We go side by side with Ryan Farrell. Wesley Jeanette, your pole sitter, right there behind him, looking to get back into this race and back to the front of the field. Matthew Baker right there with a good run. Jason Blaney to his outside. Side by side, trouble dust up back in the tail end of this field. John Freeman with some trouble. Warwick going at it. 8th and 9th on the speedway. There's the 17 of Jason Blaney. Matthew Baker all over his rear deck lid. Ryan Farrell trying to chase down Castro at the front on this restart. Crazy good racing action all over this racetrack on this opening lap for stage number 2. Everybody clean and clear up through the gears, mixing it up. Castro being chased by Farrell. Jason Blaney, he's got company. Wesley Jeanette, Matthew Baker, Chris Whitaker, all right there. Tyler Gentry in 7th. John Freeman, Warwick, and Brown round out your top 10. And a good job there by Maxwell Castro, able to keep this field behind him on those older tires. He's got 11 lap older tires than the rest of the field. The entire field came to pit road except for Castro. And here you can see Ryan Farrell, one of the fastest on the track. Freshest tires right there, running in second, and he can't catch Castro. He cannot get by. He's going to have to slowly pick his way around him here, as stage number 2 is going to be quick and easy here. It's going to go right in the bag very shortly. We're going to have ourselves about 5-6 more laps before we see that HMG Innovations caution flag fly to signify the stage end. Once again, will Castro walk away with that green-white checkered? Going to jump back through the field. How about Nicholas Pressey? He's starting to work over that 00 of Tyler Brown. That's going to be for the 10th position on track here, working their way through the S's. A little bit of contact. You can see some fender damage on the driver's side of the 94 now. So he's had a little bit of mix-up and a scuffle with the driver out there on track. Doesn't look too worse for the wear as Pressey tries to work his way back to the top 10. We'll jump up here with this battle. How about that 7 Cub Cadet machine of Tyler Gentry? He's going to give up the position to John Freeman in the 42. Moves a little closer to a top 5 position. He's in 7th now as Castro runs the fastest lap of the race last time by on old tires. This man not only is keeping the fresh tires behind him, but he's running faster times. Fastest lap put in from anybody last time around. Maxwell Castro with a 1:15.55 for the fast time here in race trim. And on those old tires, man, I'm telling you, look at that lead. He's starting to build a gap. He's starting to build an advantage here, and he's going to start to be able to begin to utilize that pacing method that a lot of road course racers, road course ringers, if you will, they know how to get out front, and then they know how to just kind of maintain that pace. They know how to not let off too much, but also definitely not overdrive the corners, and a little bit of a struggle through the center of the corner. Exit off right there. Ryan Farrell going to gain a car length or two. We'll have to wait to see if Castro is able to keep that momentum up and regain that time uphill through turn number 2 here. You can hear him all the way down through the gears. Nice and easy on the gas, and he'll build back at least 1 car length advantage that he lost over Farrell. 1, 2, 3 on track. Castro, Farrell, Blaney rounding out your top 3. Wesley Jeanette, Matthew Baker back in 5th. Let's go back and check out what that 26 of Baker's doing here. Ooh, a little bit of... That's probably the scariest corner on the course for myself personally. I always tend to think I am just absolutely going to rip down those tires on the inside wall. And now Jeanette and Blaney going at it, and that's going to bring Baker right along. We'll shift gears, head up just in front of that 26. Watch this battle unfold between the 74 and the 17. And Jeanette's starting to pull away here. Not much of a battle any longer. Wesley Jeanette going to pull away, and he's going to get hard onto the binders into turn number 11, the hairpin here at Sonoma Raceway. Lap number 18 goes on the board. Oh, in trouble. Ryan Farrell with some trouble. The car would not turn, and Ryan Farrell going to drop not just 1, 2, but 3 positions now. What has happened to that 43? Oh, and he's got even more trouble. Oh, up through the grass, over a bump, airborne. He's going to bring some gravel and sand back onto the track. Look for damage on that splitter before Farrell, and he's going to have a lot of trouble trying to get the tires back into... whoa! Oh, and the 88. Oh, my gosh. Did you see Christopher Whitaker back there cooking the tires off of turn? Oh, and Ryan Farrell still struggling. Here. He's going to lose a ton of positions. He's going to lose a ton of track time. Wawrzyk now making his way by and still struggling. Something's broke on the 43. You can see the sparks. Something is broke on Ryan Farrell's 43 machine. You can see right front broke. Right front tire broke here. He's going to be looking for pit lane. Jaden Gimbel, we've seen a left front broke on the 81, and now 2 previous race winners. Your 2 drivers that have dominated in the win column here. 3 race wins apiece. Both of them with trouble. Both going to fall off of the lead lap. Jaden Gimbel already listed 7 laps down. This is going to be a nightmare of a wine mixer for Ryan Farrell. Back to a 3-car battle. What do you say we jump right back here with Tyler Gentry, Nicholas Pressey, and Tyler Brown? Tyler Brown all over Nicholas Pressey right there. You can see now looking to the inside. A little bit of a lock up there in the HMG Innovations machine. He's got some trouble. Pressey looking to fight back. Not going to make it a 2-wide fight through the S's, and that is a veteran move there. Going to go ahead, concede the position for now. Maybe we'll catch him in one of these braking zones here coming up. Got to stay in touch. Got to stay in tow, though. Got to give yourself a shot here down into turn number 11. He's hot on the trail. Here we are under braking, heavy braking now, and Pressey will not push the envelope. He's going to work that inside lane. Cooking the tires is Brown, and he's going to give up the spot. Oh no, Brown going to fight back. Great job up through the gears to keep that position away from Nicholas Pressey. He was right where he needed to be, but Pressey just not able to get the forward bite he needed up out of the hairpin off of turn number 11, and he'll have to work that strategy over one more time. Matthew Baker. Baker's had some problems. Baker with some issues. Oh no, what has happened to Matthew Baker? A lot of drivers with a lot of off-track excursions here tonight. Some uncharacteristic actions. And really, I might want to chalk it up to the runoff areas here at Sonoma. They're not quite as forgiving as some of those runoff areas at, let's say, Circuit of the Americas. A lot of asphalt runoff here at Sonoma. If you touch that dirt and grass, you may just find yourself along for the ride, and we've seen it happen a handful of times here tonight. Drivers just get one of the tires off in the grass, and that's about all it takes. It looks like we're getting a thumbs up on a replay here, so we do have what happened with that 26 of Baker as he heads to pit road. Let's go check the replay here real quick. Let's see what happened with Matthew Baker, and he's going to cook the tires and go around. Similar little issue. Whoa, no contact. Whew. No contact with that tire barrier. So, a bad situation. Could have gone worse. Baker still out there running as he's going to go in for a pit stop. Here comes that Next Level Racing 48 of Maxwell Castro leading every lap here in stage number 2, looking to dominate the rest of this stage as we are waiting on that HMG Innovations caution flag to fly once again here tonight in the Pinkett Ford Cup Series, brought to you by the International Virtual Racing League. PinkettFord.org if you're looking for a great organization to stand behind, get some information from, bounce some ideas, or maybe some concerns or issues, head on over to PinkettFord.org. And race leader Maxwell Castro, he's going to come to pit road. Interesting move. Castro to pit road. He's going to give up the stage win and give it right back to your pole sitter. Wesley Jeanette going to take back that top spot. He's going to lead Jason Blaney. Now Tyler Brown looks to take over that third position. Tyler Gentry in fourth. Nicholas Pressey now rounds out your top 5. Jordan Warwick right there in 6th. Maxwell Castro coming off of pit road in 7th. Ben Tunney, John Freeman, and John Tiller now round out your top 10 on the track here as we await the end of stage number 2. And it looks like your pole sitter here tonight for the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110 will walk away with the stage win as well. The 74 of Wesley Jeanette makes his way to turn number 11. Jeanette goes screaming by. Jason Blaney, Tyler Brown, all still out there running on the track. Stage number 2 still underway as drivers continue to try to pound the pavement here tonight in wine country. Beautiful sunny Northern California. You've seen the track temperature upwards of 114 degrees earlier here tonight. Where are we sitting now? You curious? You wondering? Let's go check our weather report. There you can see track cooling down just a little bit. Air temperature down significantly here. So as that sun begins to move across the sky, air temperature, track temperature should begin to drop all in the whoa, big moment there for Tyler Brown, almost into those tires. There's a mid-race check on your weather report here tonight from Sonoma, California. As you know, up here in Northern California, weather can change pretty quickly. Fortunately enough, tonight forecasts are for clear, beautiful skies here at Sonoma Raceway, and it looks like we're going to keep this thing heading around the track for another lap or 2. Wesley Jeanette continues to lead by 3.8 seconds. Jason Brown back in second. There you can see that 17 just now making his way through turn number 2. Tyler Brown not too far off from him. And it looks like race control on the radio to the drivers to whoa it up. Let's back it on down. Let's catch this pace car and we'll see the end of stage number 2 walking away with the stage win. Man at the front out of Dixon, Tennessee, Wesley Jeanette adds some bonus points to his back pocket that he's going to try to carry off into the playoffs. And there you can see it. That HMG Innovations caution flag flies for the second time here tonight. Stage number 2 now in the bag. Wesley Jeanette walks away with some bonus points. And you know, for Jeanette, he's got a race win. He's locked into the postseason, so these bonus points, very important. It can separate a driver from having to worry about round one, or being able to kind of relax and keep your cool, calm, composure, and just be consistent. Not really have to worry about overachieving or having to drive over your head or go get it all there in round number one. So the more bonus points these championship drivers are able to put in their back pocket, the more likely it is that you're going to see a handful of them possibly play it a little bit more safe, a little more conservative than what we may have seen in the past as we go back high above the track in one of our turn 3 drone cams. Going to follow race leader Wesley Jeanette until he catches the back end of that iRacing pace car, and there it is, up over the hill in the S's, and we'll slow this thing right back on down just outside of the halfway point here tonight. The International Virtual Racing League's Pinkett Ford Cup Series. The Sonoma Wine Mixer 110 has not disappointed. 20 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got upwards of, it looks to be about 18 of them still out there on the track, but only 11 left on the lead lap. We'll continue to pound the pavement, continue to make those left and right-hand corners, and we'll see who can walk away with the race win. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, pay some of the final few bills, and get ready to run this thing to the end. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
We'll rejoin the track once again as the iRacing pace car lights have gone out. The next level racing 48 of Maxwell Castro. Guess what? He's going to roll the dice once again. He came to pit road just about 4 laps prior to the rest of the field, so the tire discrepancy much closer this time around. We've seen Castro keep it out front with 11 lap older tires. It looks like he's got Matthew Baker that's going to try the same thing, and Baker will line up just to his outside for the restart here. So the 26 gonna roll the dice and follow suit with the strategy that 48 is employing. Your top 3 positions on track coming to take the green flag here for the final rundown in tonight's Sonoma Wine Mixer 110. Maxwell Castro leads Matthew Baker, Wesley Jeanette, Jason Blaney back in row 2, Tyler Brown, Nicholas Pressey, row 3, row 4, John Tiller, and Tyler Gentry. Ben Tunney and John Freeman will round out your top 10. Pace car in the pits, and we're ready to drop the hammer. Once again, we'll go back. Green flag racing drivers making their way to the Geico restart line. The restart box just around turn number 11, and on the gas, green flag flies as the boss man to the flag stands, brings the engines back to life. The 48 gonna nail the loud pedal and get up. Whoa! Get up through the first corner here. Oh, trouble for the 48. Running wide, there it is. Jeanette, I believe that was the 74 of Jeanette. And oh, we've got one around. John Freeman involved back here. The 14 of Ben Tunney going around. He's got to get himself straightened out and headed back in the right direction. Ben Tunney going to give up a handful of positions. Meanwhile, back in the front, we've got a battle for the race lead. The 00 of Tyler Brown looking for that 3rd position. Baker hounding your race leader. Castro running wide and cutting that corner very close. Oh, and we got trouble. Tyler Brown going to go right through the start of the S's. Big time tire lock up. There's going to be some flat spots. May have some vibration troubles throughout the course of the rest of this race run here for Tyler Brown. Ben Tunney with some more trouble. He's going to have another off-track excursion, and it looks like they're made. Whoa, the brakes hard, man. Did you see Baker? Ooh, boy, cooking them tires. That may come back to haunt Baker a little bit later on throughout the course of this run. We're going to have a long green flag run to the end of tonight's race. Only local yellows when we head to the road courses, so unless there's just an absolute jam up where the track is pretty much impassable, we will not see a full course caution fly again here from Sonoma Raceway tonight in race number 16 for the IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series. Maxwell Castro shows the way. Oh, did you see Pressey? Oh boy. And that's what we were talking about hitting the curbs and how these next-gen machines would react as opposed to the old Cup cars. We were very familiarized with the drivers utilizing the curbing and doing a little curb hopping just right there, like you've seen that 94 Pressey doing. Doesn't hit the S's right there. The curbing on those S's, not typically somewhere you'll see the drivers really utilize the curbing to help them get the car turned, and Pressey almost had a big moment. He almost went around. Flipping some of the cones coming to pit road, the commitment line cones coming to pit road there. It's going to be close. Pressey may have the pit road police on his back after that one. Matthew Baker still running strong here. The 26 sitting in second position, 1.4 seconds back from Castro, who's making his way through turns 3 and 4. 26 a little bit sideways up over the hill, and that's one of the tricky corners as well. You got that hard left-hander over the crest of a hill somewhere you can't see it. How about Baker? Did you see that pass? Matthew Baker said, I got it. Rear tires sliding on the track and all. He's going to lay the hammer down, and he's going to get by your pole sitter, your stage 2 winner. Wesley Jeanette will fall back to 3rd as Baker reclaims that 2nd spot. Lap traffic for your race leader, Maxwell Castro. Castro's going to have to deal with a slower machine, and he's going to go right on around. Not a lot of trouble there for that 48 next level racing machine. He's going to get right around the lap machine, right around the lap car, and Baker Jeanette also going right around the lap car. I believe that may be... Well, we don't want to speculate who it might be, so we're just going to continue to run here. I wanted to say that was the 17 of Jason Blaney. There you can see Blaney, but that is definitely not the driver that they made their way by. Blaney has been running inside of the top 5 since the restart, so it wasn't Blaney. It's one of the slower machines here tonight, possibly Tommy Schaefer. Schaefer now on the pit road, so it very well could have been, and will rejoin the field back at the front. Wesley Jeanette, Matthew Baker going at it. Rejoin the battle. Taking a look. See if we can go there. Let's go back. There you go. There you go. Thank you, fellas. That rear deck of camera looking back at Matthew Baker. Jason Blaine starting to reel these drivers in. And the more that these guys battle, the more that they're going to allow the cars behind them to catch up, to gain that track time. Because when you're mirror driving at a road course, you're not performing at your best. Will Jeanette getting a real win. Castro at the front, 4-second advantage now for that 48. He is all but on a Sunday drive. We say a Sunday drive, but Sonoma Raceway, no easy task, to say the least. 12 very tricky technical corners. A lot of elevation change into a handful of these corners, and there you can see this elevation change that we were talking about. The left-hander to the overhill right. The car likes to really kind of get a little squirrely in the back end right there, especially on the apex, on the top of, or the crest of that hill right there. I should say the crest instead of the apex. The very top of the hill. The car likes to unload a little bit on the rear end and as I call it, seesaw the weight to the front as it crests and comes up over the hill. Pretty tough to keep the car corralled, but these drivers at the front of this field are doing a fine job wrangling these machines around this 12-corner road course here in beautiful sunny Northern California. The IVRL Pinkett Ford Cup Series tackling the second road course of the season. If this ain't enough, we're going to head to Road America in just 3 short weeks, race fans. That's right, our third road course in 3 weeks. We're going to have ourselves a 1-week layoff next week, so you'll have to get your fix watching one of the other great broadcasts on the Turn 3 Racing Network next Tuesday night. 1-week layoff for these International Virtual Racing League Pinkett Ford Cup Series drivers. We'll fire things back off June 28th right here, Tuesday night, 8:25 p.m. Eastern. You know the channel, you know the time. We'll see you right back here once again at Nashville Super Speedway. So while you're here, while you're at it, show these drivers some love. Let them know you appreciate the content out there. Let them know you like all of the racing that they provide week in, week out. Go ahead and drop that thumbs up. Gonna journey around the track just a little bit. What do you say we go back here with that 94 of Nicholas Pressey, because he's beginning to reel in Matthew Baker. Baker trying to keep a podium position alive right here. Older tires for Baker, 5-lap older tires to the man behind him. Is he gonna be able to keep that 3rd spot away, and when will he break for pit road? We haven't seen a long green flag run to run out the fuel in the machines yet tonight. So really the fuel mileage kind of an unknown for us here in the booth tonight. So we're not quite sure if these drivers can make it to the end, but my gut tells me nobody's going to be able to make it to the end. I don't even think the drivers that came to pit road on lap number 25, like Wesley Jeanette, Nicholas Pressey, Tyler Gentry, John Freeman, I don't believe any of those drivers are going to be able to make it to the end on just that fuel tank. I think they're going to have to come back and at least get 1 can of gas. So the gamble right here for Castro, right here for Baker. Both drivers electing to stay out on older tires with a little less fuel, so maybe knowing they can't make it to the end, they're going to run this race backwards as soon as that fuel window opens. Look for Castro and Baker to head to pit lane. Going to jump back a little bit further in the field, just outside of your top 5. A battle for your top 5 underway. Tyler Gentry, John Freeman, and there's that 17 of Jason Blaney once again up in the mix. Blaney looking to take a position away and work his way back to the top 5. The Cup Cadet number 7. Oh, and off track. The 42 gotta save it. Ooh, boy. John Freeman, wheelman moment right there. Oh boy, the 88's gonna overcook it. And how Christopher Whitaker didn't end up in a tire barrier, I'll never know, but a job well done, my man. Overcooked the corner there. A big tire lockup, a lot of smoke out of the 88 of Whitaker, but was able to get the tires back rotating and get the car to cut just enough to keep it out of the tire barriers. Job well done. Job well done. 42 still struggling with the rear end grip. The Simply Sweets Chevy ZL1 Camaro struggles here with just 20 to go. Hot heated battle still underway between the 17 and the Cub Cadet machine of Tyler Gentry. A little bit of lockup on the left front there for Gentry as he'll go to the outside, have the inside for the first S. He's going to position the car just right, and Blaney, he's going to have to wait now. He's going to have to wait for a move into the hairpin into turn number 11 if he's going to want to have a shot at it, trying to set him up, trying to look, trying to peek, trying to get him looking. Oh, forcing the issue, and he's going to be to the inside. There's no doubt about it. He's going to go deep into the corner now, and Jason Blaney going to cook those brakes. You can see the rotors glowing, and he's going to take that top spot away, get the forward bite he needed on the inside lane, move the 17 into 5th. We got a battle once again, race fans. Let's go up here. Matthew Baker, he's got company, reeling him in right behind him. 94 of Nicholas Pressey still trying to take that final spot in the podium away from Baker, but the good solid run here on some older tires for Baker. Very impressed out of that 26 ability to keep the field behind him. Really impressed at that 48 of Maxwell Castro at the front, race fans. I mean, not only has he been able to maintain the race lead at the front with those older tires, but he's building that gap. That gap is getting bigger and bigger lap after lap. Now you can see it up over 6 seconds between himself and Jeanette, and almost contact there. Man, if you could have slid a piece of paper between the front bumper of that Ford Mustang and the rear end of the Chevy ZL1 Camaro in front, Matthew Baker, I would have probably paid you $1 million. Pressey was all over the rear end of that Camaro. I'm surprised the lettering not scuffed up at all. These drivers hard road course racing here with 18 to go. This is your closest battle on the track, the only battle for position on track. So we're going to stay right here, cued in on this one. Watch this one unfold for a little bit. See who's got what and see if Baker gets called to pit road anytime soon. We've got 18 laps remaining, 17 when we cross the line this time by. And just like that, from a 6-second race advantage to a 7-second race advantage, Castro is pulling away. And we keep hearing the producers in our ears saying track map, track map, track map. So we're going to go ahead and show you fans just where your favorite drivers are running around the track. I tell you what, let's go ahead and put them up by position. There you can see, let's go with the car number. There you go, car numbers. You can follow along, find your favorite driver out there on the track, trying to turn in some fast times and some fast laps here tonight at Sonoma Raceway. Castro right there coming through the front portion of the course. Going to go around that first hard right-hand turn and now begin his trip through the S's, turns 7 and 8. Clean track for quite a while in front of Castro, so he's not going to have to worry about much, and he's got a ton of clean track behind him over now an 8-second advantage over Wesley Jeanette. Matthew Baker starts to pull away from Nicholas Pressey. So, I mean, that's just... that's just road course racing. I hate to use a moniker kind of, short track racing, but, that's just road course racing. I mean, you make one little mistake. What would normally cost you a tenth on an oval, it's going to cost you a half a second on a road course. Those mistakes just compound it by the technical aspects at road course racing. And Baker's crew chief waving the white flag. He's going to pull him to pit road. Matthew Baker, first one to come for his green flag pit stops. This should be the final stop for that 26. We'll have to wait to see where he shakes out after the green flag pit stop. Maxwell Castro makes his way through turn number 6, back through the S's once again. 16 laps remaining for this next level racing 48 Chevy Z01 Camaro. Can Castro break back into victory lane and collect himself his second checkered flag of the season? It already looks like I don't want to call him the road course king just yet, but walking away with the checkered flag at COTA was Jaden Gimbel. You've seen him have a ton of trouble here tonight. Gimbel multiple laps down after a broken left front kept him stuck in on pit road for quite some time. And now Gimbel runs in that 9th position, 7 laps down. It has been a rough go here tonight for your points leader. I tell you what, it looks like we do have some battles beginning to take shape here. There's Matthew Baker making his way up and around John Freeman. Baker going to move back to the 6th position now. He's got a long way to make his way back to the front of the field, but only 47 seconds behind your race leader, and we're going to try to look at the pit road delta. Looking at that pit road delta, it looks like Baker was on pit road for about 45 seconds here. So as Baker was 8+ seconds behind the race leader, if Castro comes down and he spends 45 seconds on pit road, Baker's going to be right there. He's going to be within striking distance. He'll be within 3 seconds. And here you go. This is the big gamble at road course racing. This is the big gamble about the fuel mileage strategies that so many crews and drivers and teams implement on these road courses. Is as soon as that fuel window opens, we want to come get our final set of right side tires and fill up with enough fuel to get to the end. And now we see that undercut trying to be worked by Matthew Baker. He'll move into 6th position. Still a long way to go to catch up to Tyler Gentry. Still a long way to go here tonight. 14 laps around this 2-mile track in Northern California. You're watching the Sonoma Wine Mixer. Unrelenting, however, is that 42. He knows Baker has much fresher tires, about 14 lap fresher tires. But Freeman giving it his all to try to hang with him, trying to stick with him, because if Freeman can hang with him, he's going to gain a little bit of time here as well. For all of my road course fans out there that watch, I'll call it the European racing. I'm not scared of it. The open wheel racing, Formula One, to be exact. In a matter of fact, you've come accustomed to something from Toto Wolff, team principal there at the Mercedes, the Formula One team. Lewis, it's hammer time, and that meant give me everything you got for the next couple of laps, and let's try to gain a little bit before we hit pit lane. And that's exactly what that 42 of Freeman's going to be able to do. If he can stay with the fresh tires of Baker, he's going to gain a little bit of time on the guys that he's going to eventually be battling when he comes back off of pit road. And there goes your race leader. Castro runs to pit lane. Fuel and tires, Castro down and away. He'll work his way back onto the track, and Baker's still going to be quite a ways back. On and off pit road over a second faster than Baker, so he's going to keep a handful of time in his back pocket. Job well done, though. Baker was trying. He had to do something, had to try to pull some type of strategy. Unfortunately, it's just not going to quite work out. The undercut just not enough to run down the distance between himself and Maxwell Castro, as Castro to pit road on lap number 42. Now it's all in the hands of Jeanette and Pressey here. Front of the field. They've got themselves a gap to deal with. 8 seconds between Jeanette back to Pressey, and another 8 seconds from Pressey back to Castro. 13 laps remaining. What do you do? Do you try to stretch the fuel? We know they've got at least 5 laps more in the fuel tank than Castro, and from what Matthew Baker had. So they had at least 5 more laps. So you're looking at coming to pit road. That's going to take them at least to lap 48. Can you make 8 laps? If you were saving the entire run, can you make 8 laps up? I just don't know. I really just don't know if they're going to be able to stretch the fuel that far. I would expect to see Jeanette and Pressey to pit lane, but if anybody's going to really try to stretch this thing and try to make it work to their advantage and walk away with a great race strategy and fuel strategy, it'd be Nicholas Pressey. You'd see left-hand side of your screen, race fans. He's not lit up and highlighted with that turn 3 orange. He has yet to come to victory lane this season. And Jeanette, he's not going to have enough fuel, so he's going to go ahead and pull that 74 down to pit road. Nicholas Pressey will take the race lead this time by, and he's going to have himself upwards of an 8-second race lead. I do believe he's going to have about an 8.2, 8.3 second lead. And no, Castro's going to cut into that already, so just about 7.5 seconds between Pressey and Castro. Jason Blaney brings the 17 down to pit road. Tyler Gentry follows as well, and Baker going to catapult right up into that 3rd position with all of the green flag pit stops. Where does Jeanette come out of pit lane? And it's going to be a tight battle here. There's Wesley Jeanette trying to get up to speed out of pit road. And you're going to see Baker begin to make his way up to the tail end of him. There's Baker now, and it looks like about 6 seconds back is Matthew Baker, so not quite as close as what we thought that battle was going to be. Still a solid run, solid night here tonight. Another solid top 5 for Matthew Baker underway. He's going to have a 20-plus second advantage over that 5th place runner, Jason Blaney, who's back right at about 20-plus seconds behind your race leader. I mean, he's close. He's close to falling off of the lead lap. And we're going to go ahead and go back up front with your race leader. Going to come to the line with 10 laps to go. Nicholas Pressey. Will he come to pit road? That's going to be the big question. Everybody in TV land out there watching tonight, what do you got? Is he going to roll the dice? Is he going to try to stretch this thing out and get to victory lane? What do you think's going to happen? You know what I would do. And unless my crew chief can absolutely convince me that there is no chance there's no chance on earth that we'll have enough. If there's any doubt in his voice, I am not listening. I am not coming to pit road. I will run it dry. I don't care. I am trying to get the checkered flag. I am trying to get the race win, and I am trying to get ourselves locked into the postseason. And even as a team owner, I don't think I'd be mad. Oh, we've got a driver with, oh my gosh. Ooh, whoa, and hot into pit lane. Oh boy. 94 goes flying into pit lane. That's how you keep yourself going in the right direction. Maxwell Castro now going to turn in the fastest lap of the race, and he'll go right back to the point. So the race win out the window for the 94 of Nicholas Pressey. Where's he going to reshake out in the field? Wesley Jeanette, Matthew Baker, third and fourth on the track. Will either of those drivers be able to leapfrog over Nicholas Pressey? Right side's on for Pressey. He's down and away. Coming out of pit road right now. Matthew Baker starting to close in. Baker starting to close in. Will he be there? Remember, before the round of green flag pit stops, that's where the big racing action was between Nicholas Pressey and Matthew Baker, but I believe that battle is going to go away. I believe that's going to be it for that battle, and Nicholas Pressey will begin to look to secure that third and final spot in the podium here tonight. And a long run here to end tonight's Sonoma Wine Mixer 110. 9 laps remaining, 8 when we cross the line, and Maxwell Castro with almost a 20-second advantage. This man did not back into one. He did not get lucky. We've seen him with the strategy at the end of stage 1. He stayed out, led almost the entirety of stage number 2, came to pit road right before pit road closed, gave up the stage points, started back in the field a little bit, waited for the end of stage number 2, stayed out again, grabbed the top spot, led until he decided to come to pit road, and he's going to go back to the point with less than 10 laps to go. 7 when we cross the line, this time by Maxwell Castro getting it done here tonight from Sonoma. Job well done by your race leader. We'll go ahead and run down some of the drivers inside of your top 5 leading tonight's race. The Next Level Racing 48 Chevy Z01 Camaro, the man on screen, the man at the front of the field, looking to walk away with his second race win of the year. Maxwell Castro shows the way. Your pole sitter, your stage number 2 winner, walking away from third place runner Wesley Jeanette, sitting right here in that second spot. The 74 Swift Home Buyers Chevy ZL1 Camaro, a lot of pace, just not enough. Castro is the measurer, and it looks like the 74 has been weighed and left wanting for a little bit more here tonight. Jeanette looks to settle for second. Man right behind him, just over the crest of the hill. There you can see on a little bit of a strategy play, as well as Nicholas Pressey. Pressey gonna run it long here in our final stages of tonight's race, and he's gonna secure that third position after battling with Matthew Baker until that green flag pit stop. Pressey gonna gain a handful of seconds, a lot of track time, and Pressey will round out your top 3. Man back and forth, running well here tonight. He elected to stay out at the end of stage number 2, try to throw a little bit of strategy at the field here tonight and walk away sitting pretty in the points. And with his second race win, unfortunately, it's not going to come to fruition for that 26 of Matthew Baker. He sits in 4th. Rounding out your top 5 with just 6 laps remaining, that 17 machine of Jason Blaney down through turn number 11. See him rolling up on one of his teammates just off in front of him, the 77 with some trouble. John Tiller off of the lead lap now, as we are down to just 6 drivers remaining on the lead lap here tonight in the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110. Maxwell Castro, he can all but hit the cruise control button. Race leader gonna come by the start-finish line this time around. The boss man in the flag stand going to show the 5 flanges, and we've got 5 laps to go, 10 miles before we crown a king here tonight at Sonoma Raceway. You're watching the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110 for the International Virtual Racing League Pinkett Ford Cup Series. What a dominant run here. Out of this 48 of Maxwell Castro, we were sitting back reflecting on his race here, and really just a dominant position. You know, if you're not in the right spot towards the end of stage number 1, that stay out strategy, if you're too far behind and not caught up enough behind the pace car by the time pit road opens, you're not going to be able to leapfrog the field. You're not going to be able to get to the front. And Castro right where he needed to be for the strategy to play out. So a very methodical night inside of that 48 next level racing machine. The Chevy Z01 Camaro, I mean, he is lights out here tonight. He's going to put the 73 yet another lap down here tonight. And it looks like 73 not going to be lonely in the lap down column here tonight. We've got tons of drivers, tons of laps down, tons of trouble for a lot of big names. Last week's race winner, Warwick, he's had some trouble. He is already down and out, loaded up in the hauler. Ryan Farrell, that broke right front, relegated him to the garage area as well. Adam Wood, the 45 Toyota Camry, struggling in the late going. And out of our 20 drivers, we are now down to just 11 left on the track, with even less left on the lead lap. Just 6 drivers, very close to making it 5 on the lead lap. And just like that, Tyler Gentry will fall victim to your race leader, Castro. No sympathy, no mercy in the closing stages here at Sonoma Raceway. He's going to put Tyler Gentry in that number 7 Cub Cadet machine down a lap as well. And just your top 5 remain on the lead lap. But look at the gap. Look at the gap. I'm telling you, Castro on it, boy. 25-second advantage over your pole sitter, your stage 2 winner, Wesley Jeanette, sitting I believe 10th in the point standings coming into tonight's race. So with a handful of bonus points, that's going to help him out. But Castro, not near the top 10. He's got a race win. This race win will ensure his chances at a title shot, at a title run. And with popsicle sticks on display, he's got 24 more turns. All he's got to do is keep it on the pavement in between the grass and keep it clean. And Castro will indeed be sure to race for a championship. Man, what a night. What a run by Castro. I mean, we're going to be, I'm kind of awestruck at the strategy because it started at the end of stage 1. It's typically hard for crews, drivers, and teams to employ a strategy and really stick to it, stick to the guns, no matter the circumstances, no matter really what happens, staying on course. And not just staying on course, but staying the course. And well, I guess staying on course, because at a road course, that's one of the key factors. Every road course racer will tell you, you're not fast unless you're on the track. minimize the mistakes, and you'll find yourself at the front of the field by the end of the night. And here we go. Gonna cross the line this time by white flag flies. Final lap. We've got the 1 to go here at Sonoma Raceway in the Sonoma Wine Mixer. The 1 to go brought to you by PinkettFord.org. Pinkett Ford providing hope and empowering women affected across the country and world, really affected with breast cancer. Started out by a group of family members. Some great backstories. You can head on down in the description, click the link, head right over to the website. If you're looking for any type of information, you can go right to some people that have dealt with it on the front lines. 3 cancer survivors, and one of them doing all they can to keep themselves cancer-free. These ladies are absolutely phenomenal. I can't think of a better organization to work with and deal with. PinkettFord.org. Through the final corners, and Castro may be celebrating already. Last time around, fastest lap of the race. He breaks into the 114s on the coming to 2 to go. And he's going to light the tires up, and he's going to have fun with this one. He's going to cross the race. Cross the checkered flag, win the race in style and in fashion. Look for this cool down lap to be pretty exciting. And what a run here tonight for Castro. He'll walk away with the top spot. Wesley Jeanette back in second, with Nicholas Pressey rounding out your podium drivers. Matthew Baker in fourth, and Jason Blaney rounds out your top 5 and your last driver on the lead lap. Giving the fans down in the corners a little bit of a smoke show. And he's going to continue to enjoy his post-race celebration. So we'll get rid of that timing and scoring over to the left-hand side of your screen. Let Castro enjoy burning it down. You can see all the fans right up next to the fence. Yet another sold-out, packed-out house here tonight at yet another Pinkett Ford Cup Series race. It's not to anybody's surprise. Great racing action week in, week out. So if you haven't already, you already know what I'm going to ask you to do. Show these drivers some love and appreciation. Join us in that push to 3,000. But be sure to drop these drivers that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live. As Castro comes back around, he's going to drift it around the hairpin. Oh, what a run here tonight. Man inside of that 48 has got to be fired up. Well, looks like we're getting poked in the back of the head here. So producers saying it's commercial time. So we'll let the fans enjoy the smoke show. Once again, your race winner, the 48 of Maxwell Castro. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. backtrack side here from Sonoma Raceway, the Sonoma wine mixer already in the bag. What a run, what a night here from Sonoma Raceway. And I tell you what, let's jump right into these post race interviews. Let's see if we can catch up and have a word with the man that walked away with that second position. Let's see if we can grab a quick word or two. Let's see if we can talk to the 94 of Nicholas Pressey. It's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got a copy. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing pretty good. How you feeling inside of that? Well, we'll let you tell the race fans out there in TV land, what was the scheme on that machine here tonight?
Oh man, I'm a huge fan of anime, and one of my favorite animes was the Speed Racer series from the 60s. So I jokingly like to call this paint scheme of mine the Mach 94. I use based off the Mach 5 from the the animated series. I like to do a paint scheme based off of the Mach 4 from the movie in restrictor plate races. Um, but yeah, it's a fun little car to bring out for the road courses. The Mach 94 is.
Yeah, absolutely a great paint scheme. I cued in on it earlier, and I didn't want to give it away to everybody. I didn't want to tell them what it was, but absolutely loved seeing that machine out there tonight, turning left and right. Great finish for you. Great run. It looked like you pretty much had this thing in tow. Not a lot of trouble for you here tonight. So was there any part of the course that really was giving you a little bit of trouble tonight, or was it just pretty smooth sailing, just not quite enough pace to be up there at the top spot?
I'd say the one corner that really gave me any heck was turn 4A. You know, it really helps with the setup into 7A. So I've made quite a few gaffes going on the exit. With these cars, you just can't really abuse the curves like you will with the old gen. I did my best to do it anyway. But apart from 4A, there really was no problem. I really noticed that I had a huge advantage going down into 10. It seemed like I was the only one keeping it flat out down that straight.
Yeah, we seen you utilize the curbing a little bit. We were a little bit concerned because we seen some drivers with some broken front tires. I believe it was Ryan Farrell. He had some right front issues and some left front issues for the 81 of Kimball. So we weren't quite sure if you were hitting them curbs was going to come back to haunt you, but it didn't bite you in the end. And as a matter of fact, you walked away with a great finish here tonight, walking away third from the track as we get ready for a 1 week layoff and get ready to fire things back up for a 10 race run to the regular season. Nicholas, outside of the race win column, I mean, you're in second in the point standings, but do you think over the course of these next 10 races, you think you got what it takes to get that 94 finally in victory lane?
Well, I certainly know that the talent is there, but all these guys got just as much talent as me. I do want to shout out someone, speaking of which talent, Tyler Brown is really fun to race on road courses. You know, he was really fun at Coda, and he was fun here as well. But back to the question at hand, yeah, I think now that we, I think, have the points lead after today, I'll be looking forward to trying to get a win throughout the rest of the regular season. And if I don't, you know, there's plenty of time to work one in on the playoffs. And even if I don't get one, I don't think I'm afraid of the way things are going. Because like I said, based on how we performed today, I'd say we have the lead in the points now.
It's going to be pretty close. I think you very well may have that points lead. Very consistent here over the course of this season. So consistency can be king, and it looks like it's paying off for you and your crew. So before we let you go and enjoy the rest of the night here, Nicholas, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous? Thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Always gotta thank my family, my mother, grandmother, uncle. They always love the races. I want to actually thank you because you know this is actually my first time on the podium since we switched over to turn 3. Believe it or not, my friends, some of whom are playing Dungeons and Dragons right now, waiting for me to join them. I want to shout them out. Andrew, Moses, Mama Dude, wonderful people. Um, Alan Abdul, they also watch the races. All my other friends. It's a lot of fun. When you know that there are people watching you. Uh, Shout out to my sponsors, SCDs and Fan Fuel. They really help fund this car and fund the continuation of my work here in iRacing. And shout out to Steven Down, who also really does put a lot of help into advising me with things on and off the track. It's a lot of fun. These guys.
Absolutely, my man. Well, again, congratulations with your first visit to the podium. Not your first visit to the top five. I think this makes your sixth top five of the season, but first visit to the podium, as yes, you said. And I tell you what, just to let you know that we know, go out there and roll us a Nat 20 here tonight when you hit up with your friends over there. What do you say?
I'll certainly try. Hopefully, it's not a charisma roll.
All right, my man. Well, again, enjoy the rest of your evening and congratulations. We'll look to catch up with you here in 2 weeks at Nashville.
Yep, I hope to see you there, man.
All right, there you have it. Final few parting words from the man that walked away third here tonight inside of the 94 Ford Mustang. Nicholas Pressey brings the Mach 94 home to a podium spot here tonight, and that's going to move us right along to the man that finished in second. Let's see if we can dial up your pole sitter, your stage 2 winner, walking away with second here tonight inside of that 74 machine. Wesley, it's Dave. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing pretty good. How you feeling, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm hot and sweaty.
You know what? I know how you feel. I second that, my man. I second it. Well, a heck of a race here tonight. You walked away with the pole position. Unfortunately, some trouble there at the start of tonight's race, but walking away with the win in stage number 2. How you feeling overall about the performance of the crew here tonight?
I feel really good. Yeah, that I hadn't spun here all week until that I don't know what. I don't feel like I did anything different right there, but these cars can do that sometimes. They just get away from you. But yeah, the crew was great. They kept me up front. Didn't have anything for Castro there at the end, but had a good time. Hated to see the 43 go out like that. Hoping to race with him some more, especially after last week. But that's racing.
Yeah, sometimes things work out our way, and sometimes, well, we get bit. Sometimes the cars do things that they haven't done all week or all practice session and things of that nature. And something to hang your hat on is a good recovery, and that's exactly what you had here tonight. What was a great recovery. Going to talk about the future of the season here real quick. Next week we have a layoff, an off week, so drivers are going to be able to reset before we begin a 10 race run down to the championship playoffs. So what do you got in store? What are you going to be doing next week? Are you taking time off from the track, or are you going to be gearing up, getting ready to go for Nashville and in our next road course, Road America?
Yeah, I'll probably take a little time off, but I'll definitely work on Road America because I've never run that track. I own it, but I haven't really ran anything there, so I got to get comfortable with it. But if I do anything, it'll be that, getting ready for that one. And Nashville's my home track, so I race on that every chance I get. So,
Wow.
yeah, that's what we'll be doing.
I'm very familiar with roads in America. I drive them every day to work. No, I'm just,
Right.
just kidding, my man. Wesley, again, congratulations, my man. A heck of a finish here tonight. Way to overcome some adversity at the beginning of the race. Could have really put you in a bad spot mentally, but you were able to overcome the mistake and walk away with a great finish. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, yes, sir. Fueled Up Motorsports, my teammates. We always work hard to prepare for these races. Clark Heating and Cooling, Swift Home Buyers on the car tonight. Arrow Broadcast Network, 24/7, and Venue Radio, and you and always the admins and everybody for putting the races on, and the drivers and anybody else out there that had any part of running this league. So having a good time.
Well, I know we appreciate the comments. I know the admins and your fellow racers appreciate the comments. The fans in TV land and here in the stands all appreciate the comments. So, Wesley, again, congratulations. Enjoy the time off, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you at Nashville.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.
All right, there you go. 74 going to step on off, hit up a couple more post-race interviews, but a great night, great turnaround to what could have been a huge setback. Mentally, you got to stay in a good place. And Jeanette, although he had that trouble on lap number 1 in the first handful of corners, he got his head down, kept his elbows up, and worked his way back to second place here tonight. Great run for that 74. Dixon, Tennessee native Wesley Jeanette walks away in second. And that's going to lead us right to victory lane. Let's see if we can't dial up the man that walked away with the checkered flag here tonight. Maxwell Castro, it's Dave. You got a copy?
10-4.
Hey, my man. How you feeling? Second race win in your back pocket now.
Yeah, man, I feel great. Home track win.
Well, it's always got to be good winning in front of the home crowd too, man. So, I mean, a lot going on here tonight. You gave up a stage win, but in the end, it looked like it was the best strategy because you walked away with a big advantage there in our final stage. Was that the strategy from the word go here tonight, or was it adapted along the way?
I was definitely adapted along the way. I had about 5 laps of practice leading into this race, but Sonoma being my home track and like an hour from my house, I know it pretty well, so I was able to kind of get up to speed, and then Ryan Farrell and Wesley Jeanette were just ridiculously quick. So I had to figure out to get on a counter strategy. I didn't care about stage points or anything. I wanted to go for the race win. So that kind of led into that pit before the end of stage 2 cycle kind of deal and taking no tires because, I mean, I experimented by staying out on stage 1 and was able to pull on Ryan and ran my fastest lap doing such. So I knew tire wear wasn't going to really be that big of an issue. So just a 7-second fuel pit stop on that final stage, and I was able to just run qualifying laps to the end, and very, very thankful to to get a win at the home track.
Yeah, it caught us off guard that you were able to run the fastest lap, not just that you ran all day, but the fastest lap of the entire race on old tires. I mean, you were pushing, I believe, somewhere in about maybe 15, 16 laps on those tires when you ran that fastest lap of the race with just 2 laps to go, to be a matter of fact. So the pace that you had inside of that machine was absolutely lights out. Pretty much a dominating performance until you came to pit road there in stage number 2, but after that it was domination once again. So hats off, my man. Congratulations on the race win in front of the hometown crowd. So before we let you go and celebrate the night away with all the friends and family here at the track, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody at the shop?
Actually, I'm going to give a huge shout out to my dad. He bought us tickets to go to Sonoma on Sunday, and he got us the driver intro tickets out of the kindness of his heart. So I got to fist bump and high five a lot of drivers, including Daniel Suarez, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, and I'm thinking maybe I got a little luck from Suarez in that situation. So I just want to give my dad a huge shout out for helping me get to the NASCAR race and spending some quality time with them, and that really meant a lot. So it was good to win here for me and my father here at Sonoma.
Well, again, Maxwell, congratulations. And, I'm a Suarez fan. I've been a fan of his from way back in the day, so I was super stoked watching that happen on Sunday. I'm sure you being there, witness it firsthand, were also ecstatic. Just as happy as your race-winning performance here tonight. So, again, Maxwell, congratulations, and we'll try to catch up with you at Nashville, or maybe we'll see you in Victory Lane at Road America.
Absolutely. I'll be back for all the road courses.
All right, there you have it. Final thoughts and words from your race winner, walking away with the checkered flag here tonight's second race win in his back pocket, Maxwell Castro, with a fine run, dominating really here tonight, walking away with the checkered flag in the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110 What a night. Just absolutely lights out performance by so many different drivers here tonight. Great racing action all over the place. And producers hitting the buttons, you hear the sounds, you know the tunes, you know that means it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. In the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110, walking away with the top spot, checkered flag in hand, man at the front, the 48 of Maxwell Castro. Wesley Jeanette parlays his pole position in stage 2 winning performance into a second place run. Nicholas Pressey will round out your podium drivers here tonight. Matthew Baker back and forth. Jason Blaney finishes out the top 5. Sitting in 6th is Tyler Gentry. John Tiller back in 7th. Adam Wood in 8th. John Freeman finishes out in 9th position in the 81 of Jaden Gimbel. Early trouble and then a broken left front. Finds the 81 15 laps down in the 10th position. Chris Whitaker going to walk away 11th, 12th tonight to Robert Chin. Eric Hegdahl back in 13th. How about Ben Tunney finishing tonight's race in 14th. Tyler Brown back in 15th. Tommy Schaefer in 16th. Jordan Warwick, last week's race winner. Bit of trouble here tonight. Finishes 34 laps down back in 17th. 18th. From Sonoma Raceway here tonight is that 43 of Ryan Farrell. Quentin Stewart back in 19th with Mitchell Robinson rounding out your 20 car field here tonight in the Sonoma Wine Mixer 110. That's it from us here in the booth. We're going to begin to cut the lights off and roll up these cords. We're going to take ourselves a 1 week little break, a little bit of layoff. Refuel, recharge, and get reset for a 10-week rundown to your championship. Enjoy the time off. To everybody out there listening here tonight in TV land, we appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. Let them know you enjoy the content they bring you each and every Tuesday night. If you haven't already, join us in that push to 3,000. Like we said, drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. For myself, Dave in the Cave, and everybody else back in the Turn 3 headquarters, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you. Turn 3.